Hello, welcome to another broadcast of Friends of Terry Virgil. This is produced by Friends of Terry Virgil. I am Terry Virgil, and yes, I do approve this program. And today's episode is if I would challenge Senator Baldwin in order for me to be the next U.S. Senator from Wisconsin. Now, that's a pretty good statement of fact, maybe. And I'm going to say maybe. I got to do a little thinking about it and digging a little bit. Well, I don't have to dig too deep on the issues because I know how she stands on the issues. The one issue that I have to talk about, and a few of them, and I've tagged them, and the issue is Common Core standards. That would be one of the issues, and my viewpoint on it. I'd like to find the person that came up with it, roll up that idea, and believe it or not, I would say and shove it right into an orifice that we won't say on the air. And Common Core standards is no more than the government dictating on how a child should be taught, and the government will do all the teaching of the children. That's what Common Core standards is all about. It takes away freedom and liberty of the parents, especially in the public school system. And I will keep on going after people like the very liberal Democrat. I'm going to say communistic person in thinking. United States Senator from Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin. And everybody else that happens to have a D in front of their name as a Democrat. Now, Common Core standard does take away the right and freedom to choose. It also takes away the freedom of religion. Here's what I'm saying. Under Common Core standards, every child, every parent is to take a loyalty oath to the occult group known as the Islamic State of Muslims, and that includes ISIS. That's what Common Core standards is all about. It's all about dictatorship and how a person is to live and what they're to do as part of their thinking. We could say that education of a child is an economic value and is an economic issue. In my opinion, that if we here in the United States of America would take a look at how much it costs to send a child to school, as in the public school system versus the private school sector, or even homeschooling a child or anything like that, it's cheaper to do those things versus what the government wants to do. Like brainwash a child in thinking the way a person would do in the Islamic State of Muslims, especially as ISIS would, and what ISIS has come up with. And all the 109 places in the Quran that say that a person is to kill people and to hate people. People like Senator Tammy Baldwin would consider that love. And it's a hate crime to go against those things. So I would tackle her on Common Core issues. That's one of those things that I would tackle her on. Because I don't think she knows how to even educate a child. Well, she can't even have a child, period, in a sentence, because she is a known sexual, immoral person. In other words, she loves sexually immorality to be the norm. That is one of the things. She's so much of a liberal that it scares me to death, because I would say she's even more of a liberal than Obama is, or even Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. She's what they call a yes man. Yes, I will do this because I am part of this group, even if she disagrees with it. That's part of the challenge that I could bring up. Matter of fact, I could bring that up in a campaign issue really easily. I can release a statement for the press, a press release on it, and it would hold. Let's go to another issue that I think is one of the areas should attack Senator Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin on, and that's called economics. I look at this thing called the TPA of Obama, and I would say that is the most disastrous thing I ever seen. It's all based on clean climate. Come on, give me a break. There is nothing wrong with the climate. I have not seen 1 ounce of evidence. Nobody has been able to prove it, even with a cite from any scientific doctrine, any sound scientific doctrine. The other thing that I would go up against her with is the Sustainable Development Agenda by the UN and Agenda 21. Those two ideas are disasters. Disasters in the making. Matter of fact, both those two areas have the idea of redistribution of wealth, which if you read the book from Karl Marx, Communist Manifesto, those words, redistribution of wealth, is right there. That means, and he loves that idea. That means Senator Tammy Baldwin loves the communistic idea of government and how to live. I would tackle her on that issue and that issue alone. Matter of fact, I would love to challenge her to a debate. A debate, people, all these issues. I also would like to tackle her on equality and why she's in favor of social justice. And the word social justice means communism, people. There is no other way to explain it. Social justice is really vigilantes. And if you look guilty, they're just going to say you're guilty, period, in the sentence. I would like to challenge her on a couple other issues, too. And I know this for a fact, people, that United States Senator Tammy Baldwin does not like equality and being equal, and here's why. She is a special interest group person. She believes that people of sexual immorality and those who love the idea of the sexual immorality as a lifestyle is just a special interest group saying that they need an equal right to go wherever they want to go pee or go change clothes. It doesn't matter. What she wants to see is locker room only on these doors. Not men's, not boys, not girls, not anything. She is in favor of that idea. And she's also in the favor of the mythology and lie called transgendered stuff. Or in my wording, I would say it's a mythology, and my words would say sexual immorality based on the right to choose what you are after you are born. That's the way I would phrase it. Of course, I am not politically correct. And I know for a fact that United States Senator Tammy Baldwin from the great state of Wisconsin is a disgrace. She is, yes, technically qualified to be senator because, number one, she's over 35. Number two, she is a United States senator. And number three, yes, she was born in the United States of America. Matter of fact, I know she was born in the state of Wisconsin, so that makes her eligible to be the Wisconsin United States Senator. I happen to be qualified too. I was born in the state of Wisconsin. That means I was born in the United States. I've lived here for more than 1 year. Of course, I can't leave the United States because I'm too poor to even travel someplace else. And number three, being a citizen of the United States and being a natural born does qualify me, and I'm over 35. I'm not even going to lie about that, because if you look at my snow on the roof of my head, it's gray in color. As a matter of fact, it's starting to turn white, but that's besides the point. It's called aging. Now, the thing of it is, when you challenge the United States Senator like Senator Baldwin in the state of Wisconsin, if you challenge her on the issues, and the issues of economics alone, she will stumble and fall. She has no economic value. She has no idea what economic value means. She has no idea what freedom and liberty means. You could challenge her on that idea. That's why I threw out Common Core standards. It would cost every American that hasn't even been born yet $30,000 a year in order to go with Common Core standards. And I am stating this as a fact. Those who are not even born in 2017 or even 2016 would have to pay those amounts. Kind of ridiculous anyways. Now, I know I've said this before, and I spoke about it before. I challenge her on taxes. My idea of taxes is one type of tax only, a flat and fair tax, and we should tax the in order to make up the difference and get rid of the IRS and make up the difference would be to raise a flat and fair 10% sales tax on the commodities. In other words, what you buy. That's fair. I know people would grumble over the 10%. But 10% is a small margin compared to what you're paying now in federal income tax, even where I live, state income tax. I think it's ridiculous that people have to fork over part of their income in order to support the federal government, which, if you look at Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, paragraph 1 through 20, in there, it would be a direct violation to even have a federal tax, to directly tax the people. Now, a flat and fair tax would end directly taxing the people, because you got people that travel from overseas into this country, and they'd have to pay that tax too. They're not tax exempt. In other words, you have foreigners, people visiting from foreign countries pay that tax as well. People that come from Mexico, people that come from Canada, England, they have to pay those taxes. I like that idea. Everybody pays the same, no matter what. 10%. You go to a liberal store such as Target, and you buy a shirt and it costs you $1. You end up paying $1.10 because you have to pay 10%. No big deal. The extra 10 cents. Who's going to know it and who's going to really care? Now, here's the other thing, too, that we need to talk about in economics. We need to get our budget under control. Okay, I spoke about Common Core standards. I spoke about the UN. And I spoke about the whatever Obama's got, that TPA or TPT thing. I spoke about those things. You know what? Let's tackle education here. Public school education. All public school education. Let's cut it out by 10%. Let's get rid of it. Let's make them work and earn their money and earn their pay. Let's get rid of it all. And here's why. Let's give education back to the parents and make the parents come up with the choice. not the government. I would have to agree with Benjamin Franklin here, Thomas